Greetings everyone, welcome to my sketchbook. I don't feel like I'm done with this picture in my sketchbook here. Towards the end of the drawing yesterday, I was like, this kind of feels like it's inside of a fish tank, so I think that's kind of what I want to do with this before I turn the page and really feel like I'm just kind of done with it. If you've been to this channel before, you know I'm a bit of a pen collector. This is one of my absolute favorite pens. This is a Starwalker metal and rubber. I guess it's also the 8856. This is, yeah, easily one of my favorite pens. I don't travel with this because I would hate to lose it. Let me show you a couple of features of this. So yeah, if you ever see one of these things, let's say you're at a pen boutique and you want to buy it, a couple of things you need to kind of look at just to make sure it is what it's supposed to be. So when the cap is on, all of these lines here should line up perfectly because these are diamond cut into the rubber surface. The cap, I don't know if you want to call this that, but the end piece, this should be platinum plate, just like the rest of this pen. That floating emblem of Montblanc should be in there. Let's open this thing up. Oh, before I do that, let's get a quick look underneath the cap, and let's see if I can do this because, not under the cap, but under the clip. My goodness, this is not going to be easy. Okay. Underneath here, it should say Germany, metal, and PIX. This is important. If it doesn't have those features, it's probably fake. And for some reason, with the fake pens, they're selling them for like, I don't know, let's say $30 to $150. They're worth more than that, but like, why would you buy the fake pen? Well, if you like the look of it, I suppose. For fun, I always not cap, but post. That's the proper sort of term for that. I post the cap on the end of the pen itself. On the inside, this is where you get your refill. So this is a roller ball refill. You can fit a fine liner in this as well. I keep this pen with this color because that is one of my favorite colors to use. So this is what I'm going to use to finish up a few things on that. This is not the original case. This is probably a vintage case for Montblanc, but I just like this case. Anyway, so I'm going to draw some fish tank stuff here. It's going to be from memory, and it's not going to be any fish in particular because, well, I don't study, what do they call that, ichthyology or whatever, so let's see what happens. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's go to there and make a mess of this somehow because, well, this is just for fun. Oh, let's say, I'm going to go towards the feet here a little bit, and I'm going to just twist in some seagrass maybe. Just letting things kind of overlap a little bit. It doesn't have to be miraculous in any way. Yes. Maybe some over here too. But to me, that blue is just kind of stunning. We're letting the deep sea diver and the space astronaut be the stars, so I don't want too much stuff going on in front of them. A couple of those strands. So that was easy enough. Let's go up here. And I should have spent some time looking this stuff up, but I'm going to kind of fake my way through this, I think. So let's zoom in on this a little bit more. So right here, I'm going to put in one of those weird, fun fish eyes. And I'm going to try to build something out of this. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Maybe. I don't want to shake this too much. And as I said, I don't really expect this to be super accurate. I'm just going for kind of an overall look anyway. And I can add more detail to it after, I suppose. Just like that. That's not so bad, I don't think. I'll let this kind of curve. Like that. Now I've picked a bunch of little lines there, but I'm going to probably make sure that some of them are a little better highlighted. Now for this part, as I said, I don't really follow the fish world. When I was a kid, I used to like catching smelts, and that was like a fun thing, especially springtime smelt fishing, the small little fish. And what you would do is you would catch them by hand in sort of a shadowy part of a little stream. So that was a super fun thing when I was a kid. Now, as I said, I'm going to pick certain lines in this. So I'm going to highlight this ridge to the tail, part of the spine, little dots. And from there, I'm going to pick how I want parts of the body lines to be a little bit darker. And I'll do the same going out on its fun little belly. Kind of moving along with that a little bit. Now, I don't know about the extensions, but I'm going to put them in anyway. They have one main way of articulating movement back here as a super fin, and now I'm going to add these little like loops like that. This is the way I see it in my head. little semi-circles. And as I said, I didn't look this up. So if it's not completely accurate, well, that's okay. It's I think drawing from memory is so much fun anyway. And I've seen these creatures in person. I know someone who has a fish tank with lots of cool exotic fish, and I can just watch them swim, just live in their little world. It's the neatest thing. And they have seahorses. So that's cool. They also have betta fish. Let's see if I can draw a betta fish, but a long time ago, I had a roommate. We each had a betta fish, and of course we didn't let them live in the same tank because they're notorious for being territorial and they will fight each other. I forget if his was blue and mine was red. It might have been the other way around. Anyway. So now I'm just kind of adding in some of the detail around the outside. That isn't so bad. I think that's I think some parts of that body could have been longer, but as I said, drawn from memory. Yeah, like maybe a little bit longer. The head might be too big. I don't know. Sometimes what you have floating around in your head is just what you have floating around in your head. So there's that. Okay, let's figure out something to do with a fish as well, another type of fish. Let's say back here, over here, over here. Okay, so let's draw another fish eye. And build something from that. So there's a fish eye. And then I'm going to draw a little sad mouth. It doesn't have to be sad though, that's just the shape of their mouths. And this might end up looking a little cartoony. We'll have a slight bulge of the other eye. And I don't think I've seen a betta fish or a fighting fish in quite some time. So, let's just call this a different fish if it doesn't look like, whatever I got going on here. I've seen other fish, but anyway, this might end up being kind of sad. Ooh, let's go with some sort of eyebrow here. They don't have eyebrows, by the way, just in case you're wondering. And body-wise, almost like hair-like. pectoral fin kind of blends in with that tail fin too. I feel like some part of this nose should be a little more defined. Okay, so let's add some scale-like things going on here. I don't think that looks like a fighting fish at all, to be honest with you. Something about that seems a little kind of squarish head-wise. Maybe over here, let's try another fish face. Go draw another one of these eyes. We'll try to make this one a little more forward facing. Distance wise, let's go. And we'll give it kind of that same kind of sad mouth. But let's upturn a little bit of that because we don't really want them to be sad. They're having a good time. Slight little jaw. Oh. So yeah, if this was a fighting fish, they would not be hanging out in the same place. They don't get along very well with each other. They have very specific food too, and yeah, they don't like each other by tradition. Let's have some of the body kind of seen to one side. And basically making underwater hair, it seems. Connect some of that. This one here is the dorsal fin. I just wanted that to look a little different. So set back a little bit. Okay, so that's 3 creatures. That one, like I said, I think that tail is probably too short. The body's probably too short, but that's okay. Yeah, like for the size of that head, I probably should have made him more like that. Okay. I don't think I need to go any further than that. That's just kind of doodly whatever thing. Let's back this out. Maybe a little bit more than that. To there, maybe? Yeah, I think so. See if there's any other thing to land in there a little funny. Some sea grass. I'm just going to kind of outline some of this, little scratchings. I do like my pens to be usable, so it's good to use them. And this one is, as I said, amongst my favorites. So I keep one of my favorite colors in it. I do like this blue. Okay, well, I think that should be it. I don't really picture there being, another 20 minutes. I mean, I could put more time into this, but really, it's just more time into a doodle. And doodling's cool. Make it a little darker on that side. All right, well, could I have a treasure chest back here? So when you have a fish tank, you need to clean the water and you need to keep it oxidated or oxygenated, I should say. So you would have a filter, would take, the muck out of the water, and sometimes those are disguised as like a castle or a treasure chest, or it could be a skull or something too. I don't know what else I need going on here. What if I put a hat on this? I don't know. Let's just leave this alone, and then we can turn the page, because I don't know if I'm super happy with this fish here. Something about that seems really strange to me. Like, I think that nose should be sharper or something. Yeah, no, we'll leave it alone. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great day. Come back again. Ciao for now.